Of this year's Hellas Rally Raid. Over 260 competitors from 35 countries around the globe are going to be racing on 2 and 4 wheels across 2,000 kilometres of beautiful Greek countryside. I think they can tell we're not in Greece.
I don't know, it's hard to describe it. You just it's upsetting.
A lot of work and prep, a lot of late nights have gone into the car, and just to see it end up the way it did was very soul destroying.
But yeah, obviously we're all passionate here, being a small family team, so it hurt a lot.
It was a massive personal achievement for myself, the team, everybody involved, because it's been a huge, huge effort. And then obviously, race 2 happened.
Last one, you can do it, right?
Yeah, we'll get it out. She'll be whizzing on the track very shortly.
What an incredible 2 rounds of touring car racing we have watched right here at Silverstone in the opening rounds of the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Racing Championship. Make sure that you tune in to watch the entire season right here on Is It Fast?
Results Hub, all motorsport results, all in one place. And now there's an app. Take results with you on the go as we bring you the latest standings from championships around the world. And there's more. Use the app to see who is racing and where with our handy calendar feature. Download the app now. Results Hub, all motorsport results, all in one place.
Woo! Guten Tag, good evening, and welcome to Is It Fast Live, the weekly show that brings you everything you need to know about things that go really rather quickly, just like your wages every single month as they arrive on the very first or last day of the month. And with that, pinch punch, first of the month, let's get ready to rumble. And I'm not on my own. How are you doing, Other Stu?
You know what? I was doing really well until you mentioned, my wages are all practically gone. Nice. Is it just me, or does our theme music get funkier every week? I love it.
I do find myself slowly jiving along as the theme tune kicks in, and I hope everybody jives along just the same as we enter your weekly weeks with what is the latest in all, well, not all, but what is the latest in most of the news that we fancy handpicking that's happened in the world of moving things quickly and or motorsport over the last 7 days. And with that, would you like a little heads up of what we have on the show this evening?
I would like that. Thank you.
Well, there's been an awful lot going on. It's raining men, hallelujah. Formula One men, we talk about what happened at Spa over the weekend. We have some more news from the most delicate of automotive flowers, the company called Lotus. Dacia give us something else to get excited about. And of course, it wouldn't be an episode of Is It Fast Live if we didn't do something about watches. And we have some very lovely automotive watches brought to you by Breitling to share with you this evening. So this and much, much more to come on tonight's show. But before I carry on, I must implore everybody to follow us on your social media platform of choice to make sure that you keep up with all the latest news, stews, reviews, interviews, and lots of other things to come, including live motorsport, highlights of some of the most weird and wonderful things going on across the world. Thank you very much for tuning in. We do also read your comments, so please do tell us what you think about the things we are talking about as we talk about them this evening. Did you like that? News and stews and interviews.
How long did that take you to figure out?
I mean, this is what, show number 20. It's taken me that long, but I've got there.
Wait, the build-up I didn't know it was coming. That is awesome. There's a tagline just written there. That is
I know. I know, and based on Stu puns, in a couple of weeks, I must implore everybody to tune in to watch what will be episode number 1 of a new series, which will be Stewie Through, with other Stu doing quite the performance. It's a very interesting show to come in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you tune in for that one. But until then, should we start?
Oh yeah, because this is going swimmingly so far. Let's carry on with this.
Oh dear. So we start this week with a bucket load of motorsport news, and we start right here in the UK with this young man. So news from the TCR UK, which came to its crescendo the weekend just gone at Donington Park, and a massive well done from everybody here to Lewis Kent, who has become the very first double TCR UK champion. He rode his Hyundai i30N, the one that you can see there, all the way to victory to set history in so many different ways. So it looks like he wasn't going to retain his title during the course of the 3 races, but there he is being interviewed by Mr. Paul O'Neill after successfully retaining his championship. So a massive well done to him, and also a massive well done to Mr. Bruce Winfield, who came in a very respectable second in the championship in his Cupra Leon, and to Lewis's little brother Bradley Kent, who was competing in his first season in the TCR UK, but managed to bring home, I believe, 3rd position. No, he came in 4th, and Dan Kirby came in 3rd. So not a bad setup. It was a very, very tight championship all the way through the year, but a massive well done to each and every one of the competitors who made up the grid this year. From everybody here at Is It Fast, but of course, a massive well done to our TCR UK champion, Mr. Lewis Kent. It was good. It was good stuff.
It really was, yeah. As you said, back-to-back champion, never been done before. Got to take your hat off to Lewis. Some great driving this year. From both the Kent boys. Special shout out to Brad too. Some great driving this year. Had a little bit of a coming together with himself and Will Mott, which kind of took a bit of the shine off it a little bit for him, but not to be disheartened. The title's kind of staying in Kent, literally.
Exactly. Exactly. The boys from Essex bringing it home for a Kent victory. We're claiming it basically. Yeah, exactly. Is it Fast, headquartered in Kent? They've got Kent in the name. It's basically us. So well done to the TCR UK champion, Mr. Lewis Kent, and we look forward to catching up with him very soon. We are going to head to the garages and have a chat with him towards the end of the month, just to talk about his victories this season and what is next, what is in store for Mr. Lewis Kent. I believe this man has a very exciting future ahead of him. So, well done. Again,
we said it last week, TCR, what an exciting series. Going into the last weekend, 5 drivers could have taken that title.
It's crazy, right?
Out there can do that.
Yeah. It's touring car racing, and done, right? Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's great. It's a great championship. Still rather fledgling in the United Kingdom, but going from strength to strength. More cars arriving all the time, more drivers arriving all the time. And 2022 looks like it's going to be a great season. We had great fun covering the first few races of this year when we were out and about doing some behind the scenes and chatting with the drivers. And we are very much looking forward to hopefully bringing some more of that to people like yourselves next year. we will start negotiations soon. So that will be good. So, but with motorsport still in mind, it's hard not to talk about
issues, but this year it's actually really good.
yeah, it's just a real set of odd stuff. But there we go. Tell us in the comments, what did you think of what happened in this weekend's race at Spa? And of course, we look ahead to the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. But big news, breaking news out of the world of F1. Just before we went live, the Iceman announced that he was going to call it a day. It's over. The 2007 world champion Kimi Räikkönen won the last world champion that Ferrari has had, so bear that in mind. Enters over 330 Grand Prix races, but this will be his final season. So after the final race at Abu Dhabi, he is not going to be an F1 driver anymore. So that famous French driver, he's done. He's done.
What? What do you mean he's not French? He's Finnish.
Well, he's still got a few more races, so he's not finished just yet. Thank you very, very much. But there we go. Tell us in the comments, what did you think of that joke? And are you going to miss Kimi? I mean, he's not really been up to much, but what it does do is free up a seat at Alfa Romeo F1. The rumour mills are abound. Russell to Williams, Bottas and De Vries to Alfa. What's going to happen at Williams? Albon, allegedly, to Williams to partner Latifi. But tell us what you think the lineups will look like next year, because it's going to be fun.
I will miss Kimi Räikkönen. He was called the Iceman for a reason. He was just coolness personified. Really good guy. Always seemed to be very popular around the paddocks. But yeah, he's just not been producing. Maybe not had the car. But at the same time, out of his 344 entries, starts, whatever you want to call them, he only won 21. That's not a lot for a champion.
No. I don't know how many podiums he had. I think he podiumed a lot.
Over 100 times, 103.
Oh, well, there you go. That's consistency wins championships, not wins. So there you have it. But thank you very much, Iceman, for everything that you have done for the sport and for comedy clips the world over, because he could buoy people off, I tell you that.
Hi, Alder Stewart here. You're tuning in to Is It Fast?
And we move on to news that is slightly more commercially relevant. Lotus made an announcement this week that they are going to do a couple of things. They gave us a few details about their new all-electric lineup, and they're going to be building a brand new site in Wuhan, China. Wuhan, of course, famous for Wuhan sauce. I'm assuming that land is going cheap. There is a render of the new facility. This is going to be the new Lotus Technology headquarters. It'll be completed in 2024. It's going to be an all-new Lotus factory to manufacture Lotus electric vehicles for global markets. So they're going to be making a number of cars there. A new E-segment SUV, codenamed the Type 132, is going to be made in Norwich, which is where Lotus are from. And then in 2023, they're going to do a new E-segment four-door coupe called, at the moment, the Type 133. And then 2025, a Type 134, a new D-segment SUV. And then a new electric variant car in 2026. So that's all really boring. But it basically, Lotus is owned by Geely. Geely are Chinese, and it makes sense that they're going to open a brand new Lotus establishment in China, specifically in Wuhan. And there is a small shadowy glimpse of the lineup, but I'm sure it won't look anything like that by the time they're done. Are you going to visit the factory, Stu?
You know what? Wuhan, it rings a bell. I've definitely heard the name place somewhere before. And it does amaze me that the four cars that we're looking at right now in the teaser trailer generally look like they're flying out of a bat cave. Are you kidding me? Who on earth put that past marketing? Honestly, yet to be confirmed if each car will come with its own Lotus branding face mask and bottle of hand sanitizer. Thank you very much for the last 18 months, guys. But no, pictures of the site do look amazing. Apparently, it's going to be 1 million square meters, have a capacity to do over 150,000 cars, and that's about 15 times that of the current site. It's all about progression. So
Yeah.
people are going to be buying a lot of Lotus.
Good. Well, there you go. Tell us in the comments. Do you think that building a massive, what did you say it was, a 1 million?
1 million square meter. That's what
Right.
the new plaque's going to cover.
Lotus are not famous for shifting lots of cars. They've never been famous for shifting lots of cars, but you never know. The new electric future might be the one, but it would be the most Lotus thing in the world to build a 1 million square meter factory on the other side of the world devoted to electric power, and then we all go hydrogen. That's kind of feels like the most Lotus thing that you could possibly do. But tell us in the comments, are you excited about the new Lotus? And are you excited about the fact that they are opening a huge new establishment in Wuhan? Again, I feel that has been in the news recently, but I just can't put my finger on it. It'll come back to us. And yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But from, I mean, we're going to get decimated on this later. From cars that are somewhat in the future to something brand new from our favorite Romanians. Funky. This is news from Dacia. So Dacia, as we know, are very good at making cars that are great for your wallet and great for the road. And ahead of the Munich car show, they've announced this, and it's the Jogger. They're going to be showing it off in about a week, so we'll actually be able to see what it looks like. But it's going to be a 7-seater family car, and this is taken straight from Dacia. The Dacia Jogger is a vehicle for families to use for both their daily adventures. People, generally speaking, won't have an adventure daily. That's why life is mostly boring. And their trips in the great outdoors. That I can understand. With its pragmatic spirit, Dacia offers a vehicle that allows its customers to enjoy the simple pleasures in life with friends and family in complete freedom. So there you go. SUV with 7 seats. It's going to be shown on the 3rd of September at 9 a.m. to UK people, and then you'll be able to walk around it if you're in Munich at the Munich Motor Show, which kicks off on the 7th or 8th of September. But there we go. Just a little bit of family news there from Dacia. Stu, any thoughts on this, or are you not really bothered?
I think that they're trying to say that this Jogger name is simple and modern, represents a dynamic, positive energy and the outdoor spirit. I'm guessing Dacia have never seen a Jogger. They're normally fat, cumbersome, blowing at their arse and looking like they're about to die. Not the best advert for a car.
No.
It does seem very versatile, kind of a bit Range Rover-y in its appearance, maybe.
Yeah, so it's... in there. I mean, you are grasping at straws there, my friend. Possibly, probably just a successor to the Dacia Logan, which we didn't have in the UK, wasn't available. We're assuming the Jogger will be available in the UK based on the fact that in the press junket, they did say they'll be showing UK customers via a digital release on the 3rd of September. So I can only assume that means they're going to decide to sell it here. And why not? I think they do great cars. Fair play. Let's all have a look at your Jogger. So there we have it. But if you're out in your Jogger and you're trying to keep up with the latest motorsport because you're out with your family enjoying the great outdoors, when really what you want to be doing is being in your front room enjoying the great indoors, but you want to keep up with the latest results from your favorite motorsport championship, well, don't worry, because the guys at the Results Hub have got
Results
you covered.
Hub, all motorsport results, all in one place. And now there's an app. Take results with you on the go as we bring you the latest standings from championships around the world. And there's more. Use the app to see who is racing and where with our handy calendar feature. Download the app now. Results Hub, all motorsport results, all in one place.
That's right. All motorsport results, all in one place, thanks to Results Hub. Sign up completely for free. Download the app to your Apple iPhone via the Apple Store and create a profile to follow your favorite motorsport championships from around the world. Go and do it, please. That would be lovely.
Yeah, the favoriting system on that is brilliant as well.
Yes, yes.
Can we complain and say they offer too much information?
I would come out and just say it. Results Hub, you do too much for fans, do less. There you go. Controversial. It's controversial, but I'm saying it. But now is no time to be controversial, because now it's time for Tick Talk. That's right. Every single week, we scour the internet for the latest news from the world of mechanical wrist world watchy type things. And this week, we have this for all you car lovers from the clever, clever boys and girls at Breitling. Whoa. They know their market. That is Starsky and Hutch meets Men and Motors meets Watches meets three absolute classics from, from the world of Americana. So, what are these three watches? Well, this is the Breitling Top Time Classic Cars Capsule Collection. And I love it because it's alliteration at its absolute best. So Breitling revs up its engines with a trilogy of chronographs inspired by iconic American sports cars from the 1960s. This unconventional, and this is coming right from the press junket, this unconventional trio of racing chronographs draws inspiration from the Chevrolet Corvette, beautiful car, the Ford Mustang, everyone loves a Mustang, and the Shelby Cobra, which again, just an absolute incredible Austin. Three icons of American car culture. So they're not limited edition timepieces, but they do hark back to a better time, depending how you look at the world. They are £4,360 each, but you're getting a Breitling for that. And this is the bit that got me when I read about it. They're for young and active professionals. So if you are a young, active professional, these are the collection for you. What on earth do we think of these?
I don't think I'm young, active, or professional. These are actually stunning. Loving the 1960s sport design on it. The tachymeter rings on it as well. Beautiful lines. Even the squared off subdials on it are just so nice. But come on, which one are you having?
So I was thinking about this earlier today. So these were only released to the world yesterday. So the end of August, these were released to the world. So I've had 24 hours ish to figure out which one I like. I like all three. I like the design of all three of them. That one there that we're looking at, the Mustang. So the greeny one is the one I think I would go for, only because it's by a shade ever so slightly more subtle. And though in most aspects of my life I'm not subtle, I do quite like the subtlety that comes with the Mustang one just here on the right-hand side of your screen. So they are, but I think that, I mean, that said, there ain't a bad one, and they're all just different enough from each other that if you don't buy them, I mean, which one are you going for?
Yeah, I've got to go for the green Mustang as well.
Good shout. Correct.
Wouldn't turn down any of them.
No.
I'd have thought you'd have gone for the Cobra myself. There's no wrong answer. That's the difference.
Yeah. See, this is an interesting thing because I'm not massively into Ford Mustang. If of those three cars, I like the Cobra, the Corvette, and the Mustang. Not that there's anything wrong with the Mustang, and that, you know, it's just personal preference. So the car, Shelby, and the Cobra, but the watch, I'd go for the Mustang. I just think, with that strap, with those colorings and the dials, and the coloring of the face, I just feel that the Mustang is more like it. Cobra without the Cobra sign on it, ironically, I would actually like. But obviously it's got to come with the Cobra badge on it. So there we have it. Tell us what you think of this week's Watch Talk that is TikTok and the rather lovely collection from Breitling as they release their Top Time Classic Cars Capsule Collection after the Chevy Corvette, the Ford Mustang, and the Shelby Cobra. Tell us which one you would pick, and we won't buy you it because we don't have 4,360 quid to give away to viewers. Sorry, guys, but there we have it. A lovely set from Breitling. Well done.
I think for me as well, there's just so many times that we've seen companies try to blend cars and watches together in complete disaster.
Yeah.
They can be extremely cheesy or they're overthought. These are just beautifully kind of crafted watches as a bit of a throwback.
Yeah.
And, I must be getting delusional in my old age. Not that expensive.
See, I thought that when, I mean, $4,000, a lot of money, right? I get it. But, and especially, the thing is, they're not limited. They're not limited edition pieces. So I understand why they'll, you know, presumably they'll machine them as long as people are buying them. But they definitely started, and I could be wrong, but it definitely feels like they started with the watch first and the reasoning behind the watch, and then added the car element afterwards. You know, no doubt they started with, they knew that this is what they were doing, but they went, let's make a good looking watch that works, is attractive, and then we'll subtly intertwine the ethos of each car to those. I know that sounds silly, but I think that's kind of
we're
how it works.
Suckers. We're going to sit here and go, ooh, nice watch, ooh, pretty car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is subtle. I think you're right. They're very, very you can get very garish collisions of automotive and watch brands. But yeah, well done to Breitling. Incredible. They nearly always do a good job, in fairness. So not usually my cup of tea, personal preference, but well done. Well done to you. That was very, very good. We're going for something very different now. We're going from this. I don't really know how to explain what's coming up next. It's very European. From gas guzzlers of yesteryear to urban mobility of the future, get ready to mobilize.
After all the way we see, I got my hands full of machine. You can just put online, so I got some peace of mind. I can keep on crying at night. Got no more strength to keep on fighting. Hanging out to hear the ring. All I got is a machine. After all the way we see, I got my hands full of machine.
Oh, well, that's a feast for the eyes and ears. I that
I think
is.
that music really just summarizes why we left the EU.
Do you know what? For those of you that love it, this is yeah, I can see where you were coming from based on that. So this is the future of urban electric private hire use moving around devices or cars. To put it into modern parlance. So this is from Group Renault. So it's not a Renault, but it's from the Renault Group. Yeah, I think that advert might have been made for a market that isn't the UK, based on the interesting translation of some of the words and the styling. But nevertheless, this is Group Renault's new Mobilize brand. They've unveiled an electric saloon, and it's specifically designed to be used either as a taxi, a private hire vehicle, or a fleet vehicle. What they want to do is make the EV revolution cheaper for fleet type things. Generally speaking, taxi drivers and private hire drivers around the world finding it quite expensive to make the jump from their petrol or diesel driven cars or hybrid cars to fully electric. So this is what Group Renault have come up with. They haven't done it on their own. It's a joint venture with Chinese firm Yingling. Apologies for our Chinese speakers. It's going to make its public debut at Munich in about a week or so, like so many cars, because it is festival time. And it's going to be available purely via a subscription service. So you don't go out and buy this car, you subscribe to it, otherwise known as leasing, right? And it will come to you. Powered by a 60 kilowatt lithium ion battery, so perfectly safe to take it out of the ground. An acclaimed range of 280 miles. It's got a great turning circle. I think it looks a little bit like a modern day Renault Laguna. There are no plans to launch a right-hand drive version of the car for the UK market, or the Japanese market for that matter. Although they are planning, apparently, to launch this service using other Renault Group vehicles in the UK. So there you have it. The Mobilize limo, the taxi and private hire fleet vehicle of the future from Group Renault. That was a mouthful. Enjoy that one.
Yeah, I'm not quite. I'm still flabbergasted by that advert. Judge Judy was in it at one point.
I know.
It certainly looks stylish in the black. It looks a bit like an Audi TT on Road Rage or Roy's Rage. Yeah, obviously a lot of these private hire drivers typically cover around about 120 to 150 miles per day.
Mm-hmm.
So something that's a little bit more economical for them looks good. There are pictures they've released of nice and spacious in the back, what you want for a car service, or they might just be employing a short person like they do in the sofa adverts to have somebody like swinging their legs
yeah,
the edge of the chairs. Yeah, offers kind of 0 to 60 in under 10 seconds. Exactly what you want for your urban driving.
Yeah, it looks like a fancy Renault, and it's great. I mean, I get it. Like you say, this is just the relentless future. But hopefully, it makes a difference to taxi drivers and minicab drivers all over the world. But don't worry, guys. Next week on the show, there's much more interesting stuff with silly spoilers and aeros and all sorts of wonderful stuff. So we're not just going to be talking about the wonderful world of urban mobility, but talking about silly things with spoilers and aero and downforce. We have got something very special coming right here to Is It Fast? And if you haven't heard about this already, then you should.
In the world of auto racing, drivers who don't use video games are the exception.
Racing is like the future of motorsport, so it's a great opportunity to catch up for us.
Patron like music. That's right. The world of esports is coming to Is It Fast Live, where we are bringing you the Blue Streak Esports Championship, where some of the best drivers on the planet from all sorts of different championships are coming together to race GT cars in the name of love and prize money. So this is going to be one of the best, if not the best, esports championship ever to hit cyber screens around the world. We are excited about this, aren't we?
Oh, I am just so excited. It's so close we can almost taste it. And you've hit the nail on the head there. We're bringing drivers from all sorts of disciplines. This is like a best of. No more will we be able to kind of sit down here and say, oh yeah, so-and-so never competed in this, he never competed in that, or he's only ever raced in this continent. Arguments are going to be settled.
They are.
This is exciting stuff.
They
And
are.
Can I just say as well, the Is It Fast, our car, or if I meet a girl in the bar, my car looks amazing. It is just
Yes.
amazing out there.
Yes. So every single GT car that will be racing in the Blue Streak Championship will be sporting Is It Fast livery, which is very exciting. A great opportunity to get involved. It will be going live 8 o'clock. Qualifying starts, or free practice, I should say, starts 8 o'clock on Tuesday, the 7th of September, where you will hear my dulcet tones commentating. But if you're getting into the swing of it and you want to know who's driving, well, we are speaking to some of the drivers that are taking part in the Blue Streak Esports Sim Racing Championship, and we caught up with this chap, a rather talented TCR driver from down under, and here's a little teaser of what he said and what we spoke about. Right. Hello and welcome to Is It Fast, where today we are taking a trip down under and speaking with Joe. Oh wait, no, it's not Joe Tanto. It's his lookalike. It's Mr. Luke King Racing. But you've come a long way from your convict. I mean, that's a record, by the way. The quickest length of time to go from speaking to an Aussie from hello to you're all convict. Just for the record, you brought it up. I wasn't going to say.
Yeah. So we're doing double the amount of Ks in one weekend. Second's good, but it's kind of like the silver medal at the moment, right?
I mean, you're the best of everybody else.
It's a beautiful circuit. It's got a Ridges Hotel on the pit lane.
I will not drive anywhere without a hotel on the pit lane. I mean, that's pretty pimp.
Lo and behold, we were the quickest Audi in Q1.
Thank you very, very much for coming on, mate. We really, really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, mate. See you guys on Blue Streak.
Luke King there of NPC Racing Down Under, where all the ruse and other things live that want to try and kill you. So Luke King there of Luke King Racing, driving in the TCR Super Cheap TCR Australia Championship there, currently sitting in second place. They're all locked down over there, so sorry about that. But he will be racing in the real world again at the Bends, where they're doing 6 rounds of racing on one weekend to compact the season. But Luke will be racing in the Blue Streak Esports Sim Racing Championship live right here on Is It Fast. That full interview will be out over the weekend. Be sure to watch and or listen to it, because his racing journey to this point has been extraordinary, and he goes into a little bit more detail about the sim rig that he will be racing in the championship as well. So for all you sim fans out there, definitely one worth watching. So yes, and there'll be plenty more of him to come. Now, if you want to move your sim rig around, that's quite difficult to do, but is easier if you have one of these. This is a van. We've never covered a van on this, I don't think, but it is our closing discussion of the evening before we let everybody get off to their lives, including me and Stuart, who are going to sit in front of the television and watch Scotland. This is the new second-generation Mercedes-Benz Citan. It is the very last Mercedes van that's going to come with a combustion engine. They're going to show it in Germany next month. But it's twinned with the Renault Kangoo. So it's basically a more expensive Kangoo, available for you for £17,100 starting off with. 2 trim levels, launch, base, and pro. 2 trim levels, base and pro. From launch. There we go. Thought launch was a trim level there. It's promising comfort and convenience, systems familiar from passenger cars. So basically, it's a Mercedes... it's just a posh Kangoo. It's a posh Kangoo, and they've shoved a fella in there in the advert with tattoos to try and make him look a little bit more salt of the earth. But there we have it. A brand new Mercedes Citan van, and the last one ever with a... What do we think?
Yeah, the press junket for it describes the vehicle's muscular shoulders and striking wheel wells. That sounds all nice, yeah. Very kind of brand familiar LED lighting and grille design, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just over 3-meter loading bay at the back, as the kind of the rather handsome gentleman showed us in the video.
The striking chap.
Him about this, Val.
Nah, man, not a chance.
Very kind of versatile. Could be half cargo, half passenger, so ideal for transportation and kidnapping.
Yes.
Perfect.
Which is exactly what you need your van for. Nabbing people,
yeah.
sticking them in the back, and then holding them ransom.
Just right free ice cream on the side as well. You're laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be off. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. So there we go. Tell us in the comments what you think of what will be the last Mercedes. So our advice is probably just get the Renault Kangoo. It'll be cheaper by a couple of grand, and yeah, you're just not paying for the Mercedes badge, but you will be able to move your Simbrigs around in it, should you wish to do so.
Stu, I figured it out. This is why this is the first van we've ever reviewed.
Why?
Well, because they're boring. They're vans.
They are boring, right? I mean, vans, they're just boring. They're useful. Don't get me wrong. They're super useful, but they are essentially pretty boring vehicles. Yeah. Sorry if you are a van fanatic. Tell us in the comments if you are a van fan. Are you a man with a van? Are you men with multiple van? Tell us in the comments what you think of the Mercedes Citan. But on that note, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for tuning in to Is It Fast Live Weekly, where we bring you the latest hand-picked news from the world of cars, trains, planes, automobiles, motorsport, and sometimes things that fly through the air and things that go on the sea. Thank you very much for tuning in. Other Stu, thank you very much for being a very handy man on the tiller, keeping us on the straight and narrow as we navigate what can be sometimes the choppy waters of things that have happened in the past. Thank you very much, as always.
Delighted to be here one more time. Can I close off with something?
Why not? Why not?
I just want to say to drivers out there, there's honestly no need to tailgate me if I'm doing like 50 miles an hour at a 30. And also, those flashing lights on the top of your car generally just make you look ridiculous. So leave me be. Thank you.
A very valid point there. That if you're listening, please just don't do it. But all that remains for me to say is thank you. 7 p.m. Wednesdays live to bring you the latest in news and motorsport. Thank you very much, and we shall catch you next week.